Ladies and gentlemen, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Ringru, hello, hello, hello.
And folks, on this Christmas Eve cast, we want to bring you over here to the lovely little map of Shechedrin. You know, the blue skies, the green trees, and all the little bodies that are sure to be littering the ground soon. Rang, whose lovely corpses shall be lying on this verdant paradise?
On left hand side in blue, we have Karma playing as 21st Panzer with a Maverick income. And right hand side in red, we have Gnef playing 2nd Infantry with a Vanguard income. And this is Steel Division League Division 1.
Yes. Thank you for mentioning that part, because I completely whiffed there. I was just too enraptured by the fact that we have a Weidenwerfer over here. I love this thing way too much.
Yep.
We don't see this kind of too often.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever idea it was to just strap 16 mortars on the back of a half-track must have been very bored one day.
True. And he didn't know that one day that would be featured in Call of Duty 2. I don't know, man. For some reason, that and Company of Heroes 2 is the only two places I think I've ever seen before here. It
Yeah.
even get mentioned, let alone actually getting utilized.
Yeah, it's a pretty good breakout here from Karma right off the bat down south, going pretty heavily with, pretty classic 21st Panther play of a lot of light armor. It's just more like ST-44 style of using autocannon vehicles and whatnot, but it's going to be working pretty well initially. There is a rather nasty Sherman, and once that Sherman gets up the hill, he'll have a target-rich environment of things to shoot at.
That's true, but not for nothing. But taking out that 60 mil stovepipe, still worthwhile. It's a very, very good kill, and frankly, he's gonna wrap up this first initial push here. The Ranger Marauder's probably gonna steal a kill or two, like this 250 Mark 9. There we go.
There we go. Has good positioning.
But these Jeeps with 50s right here. Wait, the Jeep with a 50 took that out?
What?
So a Jeep with a 50 took out a half track with like that. Okay, I don't know. A little strange. I'm gonna look up.
Wasn't it Sherman? I think it was a Sherman.
Maybe I was incorrect. I just saw that the thing explode. I was checking up to the north as well. We have 3 light vehicles trying to keep this American push in the town, and this is basically the trade-off that's going to be on this map. Karma's going to be working the forests, working the open ground, and Gnef's going to want to be plopped down in that town. The question is, who can make the other guy dance to his tune?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, I feel like northern side is arguably the better one to control because once you control that town, it's very hard to get kicked out. Especially 2nd Infantry. There's some fantastic infantry, especially against 21st Panzer, who doesn't have that great infantry. And these engineers can just, anything that comes nearby, you chuck a nice shatter charge towards them and watch them blow up into lovely little pieces.
Well, that way this 250 Mark 9 is to be engaged in this M10, and the M10 says, hello, I love you, but I can't date you. My daddy says no, and just blows him up. And that's gonna be the other thing too, is that 21st Panzer, lovely light vehicles, completely dogshit armor, and that's gonna be constant.
Yeah, early on, yeah, sort of like those light vehicles.
You're
But
right.
to be fair,
You're
they
right,
do
yeah.
have the King Tiger.
But looking at, oh no, he does have one of them.
Yep.
Okay.
Does have that. A-Face King Tiger of all things.
Yeah, which is really weird. But I guess that kind of lines up a little bit. Actually, no, never mind. Why the heck did he do that?
Having an A-Face?
Yeah, I mean, if you drop it to B, I think you get a second one, and that's where all of his income is.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. That's a pretty good point. I guess just bringing it out early on can be pretty effective, as, you can just tie up an entire area with that tiger. But, yeah, it's pretty interesting, because income doesn't work as well for him getting it in A-Phase.
Also worth mentioning, he is intent on just jamming down the throat of Gnef over here in the north. He's got a lot of infantry moving in, doesn't matter that's worthless infantry. But he's also bringing up his Weidenwerfer to throw down some mortar barrages here. Yeah, he's a very circuitous route.
Rare to see that.
I'm sorry?
It's rare to see that, like someone move the unit all the way from one flank all the way to the other.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if he could probably get away with throwing it up here behind this air such troop inside this complex. I think that'd probably be more than enough.
Yeah,
But
definitely a good call.
yeah, it's necessary. It's 100% necessary. Other thing worth saying, yep, and there's the king of the sky himself. Francis Gabreski is out, and he is ready for a kill. This Focke-Wulf's going to have maybe one pass, and then I would duck. Yeah.
Yeah,
At
get out
this
of there,
point
buddy.
now, there, good call. Yeah.
But the P-47, I don't think he's going to catch up to Focke-Wulf. He's pretty fucking fast.
That's true. That's true. But, but he's got the gift of gab, so... one martyr does go down courtesy of that 57 mil. Remember, guys, we are in an American division, so your weight don't matter to me, only your size, apparently.
Everything's an emblem until proven otherwise.
It's true. That's true. And down to the south, light vehicles. There's a bit of a détente happening here. The Shermans don't want to go up that hill, which I don't blame them, because there's still a martyr that's on Little Round Top. Meanwhile, Big Round Top is being held right now by that 250 Mark 9. So.
And this is going to be great for Karma, because that allows them to maybe try to get onto the other hill, as the Shermans not, wanting to move up to provide fire support. It's going to be a little bit tough still, because he's really only playing with Hound Grenadiers early on, and not too many of them. Once B phase hits, he does have some Pioneers, which will definitely be good in that hill fight.
Certainly true. Okay, there we go. Good. So Reinwürfer, he cut off about a kilometer, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers actually. I'm thinking about it now, of his trip. He's behind the force, this complex, and I imagine we'll see a barrage before too much longer here.
Yeah.
Smoke or fire first?
Probably fire.
That's what I would be thinking too, but there are wiser men than me that would do something different, so. Important thing though, if he's able to take out some of these bazooka squads, does that remove all the issue? No, but it removes just enough that I think that the P4s and even some of those light vehicles can be viable in that town.
Yeah, it's actually a really good call bringing in all those bazookas. It may seem a bit silly bringing out many, but you gotta realize one of 2nd Infantry's big weaknesses is that their regular infantry don't really have much in terms of anti-tank capability. Like the rifle spam, engineer spam, no bazookas of their own, so you really do have to rely on having those bazooka troops and Ranger Marauders in your division when playing 2nd Infantry. I think it's almost a must-have, really.
I would not be surprised. Actually, no, that's a very canny statement. Martyr going down over here in those northern forest. That 57 mil, man, I would have thought he would have spied out the P4 over the Martyr, but well, you see what happens there when you engage. P4 is desperate to get some payback. I would be very shy about engaging that as well.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a Focke-Wulf coming in instead. But I think Gapster's coming back in, so Focke-Wulf dead? Entirely possible.
Oh no, he's pretty fast.
Oh no.
As a second Focke-Wulf.
Who should have been making a run over here on Gabby, but he's not doing it. Gabby should be dead right now. Without a doubt, 100%.
There's a third P-47.
Nah. That's too late.
Nothing's happening.
Gepard's on the field.
The battle of chunky airplanes.
But it's weird. Like, again, Gabby, the oil leak with the site obstructed, that right there is a debuff to any kind of accuracy overall. That this is the time to kill him. And he's getting into a turning dogfight with 2 P-47s. That Focke-Wulf is dead.
Yeah. He's got another Focke-Wulf, Khan.
Because if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Yeah. And that one Gepard is really not going to do too much damage against those P-47s, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's trying to do damage. I think he's just there just to kind of give him something else to think about.
Yeah,
Gabby's dead.
Damn. What a shame. What a shame, yeah, for Gnef. You're not meant to lose Gabby. It's like a criminal offense.
Well, the other P-47 here might be losing his life in deflection shots. Oh my god. I'm sorry, so I'm watching the 60 mil mortars firing their entire salvos, and geez, 10 shots in maybe 5 seconds. It's just absolutely brutal. There is not an infantry squad in the world that's like, oh yeah, I gotta take this, standing up.
Yeah, the Panzer Grenadier is gonna be falling back, and rightfully so, yeah. And it's a 57 mil gun is gonna be in a good position, it seems, to knock out these light vehicles as they just crash it over the hill. Same with that T-30.
I was waiting for both of them to kill each other. I really was. I am surprised that the Focke-Wulf is not dropping on those mortars. He's got to know where those are.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Rheinwerfer is firing up north here.
Oh my gosh, I was waiting for that to happen. Surprisingly meager.
Yeah, those engineers of the higher veterancy definitely help out, but he's just using that to, preclude an actual push here. Only has one squad of Panzer Grenadiers. Don't know how far he's gonna make it into the town, but at least it's something.
Well, and you know what? I think it's one of those things that maybe he's trying to go and encourage maybe Gnef to go and throw some more troops up here to the north. Because remember, we are going into Phase B. We're actually a minute in as we speak. And I think the big thing that can be observed here is, one, there's more air power from the Germans. At this point, I mean, Gabby's dead. P-47 or 2 was already down. That's a big hit over here to the 2nd Indian head, excuse me. 2, as we're seeing, like you said, there's not a lot of powerful infantry for the 2nd India head. I mean, it's just spammy galore, so you're not going to see a whole lot really being utilized here.
Yeah, so, but it's good spam because they do all have semi-autos, which is like it's the main thing of 2nd Infantry. Everyone has an M run. What type of M run? I'll leave that to your imagination.
Well, some guys have their thumbs and some don't.
Mm-hmm.
I do actually like this addition of this Bofors up to the north as well. But now we have the SPW 231s, and those guys, well, they're kind of chunky. Well, they chunk things out at least.
Yeah, yeah, pretty like heavy armored push here up north here from Kalmar. Like 4 Panzer IVs, I think 5 Panzer IVs actually. That's a lot for a town fight, and he really could use a bit more infantry. He is bringing the Panzer Grenadiers for that purpose, but definitely funny to see that much armor for a town fight.
Well, I don't like this, but the Weinwerfer is going to go and throw 16 rounds at that 57 mil. 2 guys are outnumbered by the shells being fired at them, 8-1.
Yeah, and the shells can't hit a broadside of a barn.
Luckily, the 231s can. But yes, so you'll see more peak runs diving out of these half tracks pretty quickly here, and this is that extra little bit of firepower that I think is going to be really quite effective here. And it's the addition of the 231s, that's going to keep things very terrifying. And the question is, will they be able to take out that supply truck? Will they cease the supply truck before the the M10 gets back online? That's an important question here.
That would be pretty funny. I think at M10, if he does repair, he really should just think about leaving rather than trying to fight out the rest of his battle. He's heavily outnumbered.
Well, now here's the thing is that, yep, it's back up and running, and the supply truck might pay with its life, but that is a terrifying guy to be fighting against. And oh my gosh, Hellcats! So remember the days when Hellcats were just new and improved and terrifying as well?
Yeah, those were terrible days.
For anything that had gray on it, yeah.
Yeah. It must be pretty sad being a supply truck and get blown up by air trooping of all things.
Well,
imagine
at
being
that point,
guy.
You did something wrong in a previous life, is basically what that tells you.
And that M10 is not in a good position. He's a little bit surrounded here. He was hiding behind that building.
the P4 is going to impale himself obligingly on his...
he's going around the corner. Now P4 goes down, and the 231 is distracted, so the M10 is going for the end run here.
Well, to be fair, he's fighting against that Hellcat, so I would be distracted too. Hellcat's got less armor than a half track, and yet has more than enough firepower to level half of Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
So.
Now, M10, yeah, he's just like hiding with it. Which, like, it's a good call.
Well, that's why you're seeing assault groups being brought in. So you watch this assault group. It's going to get plopped out over here. We're still going to see the half track maybe just kind of chill for a second or two. But watch this assault group start moving around to the southern side of this town. Yeah, and there we go.
That's a good call there. Try to get the flank here. He still has a few bazookas in the town, which are going to be definitely important in keeping his armor at bay. I think he's going to try and snipe another Panzer IV here. He's just barely in range. And that's a good kill. Yeah, this armored push in the town from Karma did not go as expected, I think, for him. You know, he is bringing some off map and is getting some decent hits, stressing out that rather thinly armored Hellcat.
It's true, but the off map has already died here too. So he used
Oh.
one barrage and that's it. And now the airsoft's trooping. Though I hesitate to be quite so cold as to say they don't matter. Um, one of the 6 squads being brought on in has now been slain. So
Yeah. And down south, things are actually pretty interesting. Gnef has lost a lot of his units on the hill on his end. So he has managed to push pretty heavily down south here, but he doesn't have much left. He's bringing some rifle squads to reinforce, but he only really has one armored unit nearby, and Karma, he's bringing out the Panzer IVs en masse.
yeah, and again, my question kind of comes back through one more time. Koenigstiga, he hasn't made a huge point of bringing it in the first place. Well, you know what? He knows better. He has a strategy in his mind. I will trust the man. But I see smoke from a xylophone. Where's that xylophone? There
Up
we
north
go.
a bit, yeah. I think
Yeah,
that was one down south earlier. I might have just moved up north here. Definitely could use a supply truck to resupply him. Don't really do too much without any ammunition.
Well, he would bring a supply truck, but seeing as how he lost one of them already.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. The Rheinwerfer is eager to kill his opposing number.
What
gets
the
lucky.
hell?
And gets
Oh, yeah.
lucky.
I guess when he shoots 16 shots, one of them is bound to hit. That was like a direct, like, one shot, one kill.
Well, yeah, but let's think about this too. I mean, he's fired the rounds so far, and he's hit nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So he was due sooner or later. I mean, statistically, he had to do something.
Yeah. We've got a bunch of air power here from Karma. Going in as a strafing runs on the Hellcat. And the bombing run too. I think the strafe completely missed because he was just firing on a position. But the bombing did pretty decent.
I continue to have a bit of a moral objection to blind strafing. I know we've talked about it before. SPW takes out the Hellcat, like I said, paper mache armor.
Yeah.
Although let's not discount those 20 mil APHE shells either. I'm just not a fan of it. Not a fan of blind strafing.
In terms of
and
like its
last-
effectiveness,
Yeah.
yeah,
you know,
it's very hard to do. It's only really rough roll on anti-tank guns.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that you can't really hit last round for barrage, the immediate one, looking to pressure these half tracks. Probably get one kill here, maybe one kill, one stress. But hey,
This
the
is
caster's
stress.
curse says, yeah, don't even bother with that. And looking back down to the south, like you were talking about before, now we have another light vehicle push. We actually have both the Sherman moving on in. We have 4 P4s. We have a lot of light vehicles. And on the other side, we have a Bofors and a Hellcat and a Rhino. So terrifying setup against them. But is that enough?
Enough
I
for
don't know that it
Karma
is.
or enough for Gnef?
In some cases, either or. I feel like the Hellcat has speed at best to kind of keep him safe.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like how he's shipping it down south. I think he's trying to get line of sight on that 231. God damn, those Hellcats are so fast. I mean, they're faster on an Opel Blitz, I believe.
Oh yeah, they absolutely are.
Yeah, they are.
It's what's it? 68 off road and 95 on. That's absurd.
It's like American muscle cars of tanks.
Well, it
Or
didn't have any armor,
Corvette,
that's
or
it could
maybe
go so
like a
fast.
Corvette, I guess.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
Open topped, bought disproportionately by military guys who think they know what they're doing, and yeah, I gotcha.
28% APR.
Yes. They just got their enlistment bonus. Rhino goes down, and the P4 death ball is
Oh,
just
the Hellcat flank.
obliterating things.
The Hellcat flank. He loses it, but that was rough. Just for
Yeah.
the actual maneuver
But-
itself.
That's true, but now where's the southern flank?
Oh, oh yeah.
There's no southern flank. It's completely gone. There's one guy over here who is this. Oh, Jacobs is like, I knew there were some people here a couple seconds ago. Like, where'd everybody go?
Gonna be a
And
Saving Private Ryan moment for him in a bit.
no, I'm not sure there's any saving him. The SPW's gonna come down on top of him with his 20 mils.
Yeah, it's a great push here from Karma. Just completely annihilated his southern side. And yeah, we're all hitting into C phase now. So, I mean, both incomes are pretty poor for both of them. But Karma just has very good just momentum. He has a lot of armor. And he's been using the armor to pretty good effect. Just spamming a lot of those Panzer IVs out. And it is working. And it should work, because 2nd Infantry doesn't have a whole lot of armor on their end. And the ones that are pretty easily killed, apart from the Rhino.
You know, you say that, but P4 goes down, and now this is the Hellcat and a Rhino, kind of keeping things honest down to the south. I am interested to the north, as this Focke-Wulf is going to start dropping on his own troops. Yeah, he obliterates the rightful leader, but he forces his own surrender, too. So, you know, kind of one of those taking with one hand, but giving away with the other kind of moments. More P4Cs being brought on in, more P-Grens. And the Rheinwerfer is up to about 60% of his ammunition capacity. Look to see him engage those those AAA guns pretty soon.
Yeah, that'd definitely be the best call, especially considering how bunched up they are. But yes, Northern push here from Karma is going pretty well now. It seems like Gnef has just kind of run out of steam. I mean, he still has a decent amount of infantry in his deck. It's not super spammy compared to other 2nd Infantry decks that we see going more for the like special troops and groups, assault groups and all of that. But still pretty close. Like, this match has been pretty back and forth, all things consistent. Like, neither side has, you know, got like a +2 lead.
Not anymore. I mean, that
Yeah.
was definitely happening earlier on. The
Oh,
southern
yeah.
flank looks radically different than what we have here.
Very true.
But let's not kid ourselves. There's still... Oop, one Bofors went down. Oh, no, sorry, excuse me. They just separated a little bit here. But I was saying, let's not kid ourselves. We still have a lot more momentum coming from one way versus the other. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I just got distracted by the assault group having those stun guns. I always forget they have stuns.
You mean grease guns?
Oh, oh my god. You know, I saw it, I had the name in my mind, and I was like, you know what? Let's talk about the cheap machined product. Sten, grease gun, it was about the same thing, right?
Potato, potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Maybe Gnef can make something happen up north. Using those assault groups, CQC definitely do make Panzer Grenadiers very dead very quickly. And his Rhinos are actually working pretty well close quarters against Panzer IVs, especially on these Panzer IV-C models, which have a snowball chance in hell and killing a Rhino up front.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. But like, just like if you were hunting a rhino in the wild, you don't go at it from the front. You go at it
Yeah.
from the sides, the back. Rhinos have notoriously bad eyesight, not
Yeah.
unlike the Shermans.
Mm-hmm. And you don't want to attack a Rhino if it has, you know, covered in sandbags.
Yeah, you know, it's a natural defense. It's one of those things that I actually think the Shermans picked up from the natural thing too. So you're absolutely right.
Some of our lessons in North Africa.
I'm trying to think about how close they would be. I'm sorry, the zoologist in me is just trying to. figure
I
out the-
don't think Rhinos would actually be North Africa. I think like more
Yeah,
central
so
south.
Savannah. Yeah. But oh jeez, the 12-7. I always think the 12-7 is super powerful.
Cal?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, yeah. I'm sorry, 12-7, 50 cal, same thing. But and I
And-
think he's gonna sack. I think one of the P4C, so the other one can get a shot from the rear here. But the Rhino, sensing the danger, does kind of reposition himself.
He's
And what
a little
seemed
bit
like
outnumbered.
yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
quantity, quality, numbers. You know, it might be now a good time to bring in that Königstiger. Rheinwerfer looking for the Bofors. He puts it in the same zip code, but that's about it. And now the Rhino's engaging the P4. P4 takes it
Whoa.
one shot from the side.
There we go. Sandbags don't help you in the side jab, buddy.
Well, you know, he was just getting a vaccine and had a bit of an adverse reaction to it. Ugh. Alright, so demo groups are still on the field, assault groups are on the field. Like you said, a lot of specialist material over here from the 2nd Indian Head, but I guess one thing I'm worried about is where have been the rest of the artillery over here from the American side?
Yeah,
We have the
yes.
60 mils, but like, where's the long toms? Where's the other xylophones?
Yeah, he has a lot of xylophones. That would be very useful in a matchup like this right now. Especially considering how a lot of Karma's forces are in these clumps all over. Like, his central clump is now pushing through. And then once he knocks out that M-Run gun, you should be able to get another flag pretty easily where that demolition group is.
Oh, without a doubt. So I'm watching as this M10 prances right into the middle of all of these troops and says, "Aha, I am here. Please kill me." The SPW comes in from behind. P4. This is such a beautifully classically like, just, man, I'm sorry. It's so beautiful to watch flanks like that happen.
Mm-hmm. Nothing like a good flanking maneuver.
You know, you watch it and, like, you know, I had the Band of Brothers thing where they're trying to do the whole, like, montage of being trained and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
And that I feel like is that's what's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, like Brothers in Arms. I mean, Brothers in Arms,
Yes.
the entire game is just
Oh my
flanking
God.
maneuvers.
Oh,
All
absolutely.
you do is you just have one squad suppress, and then you spend like the rest of the firefight trying to find the path around a German machine gun team so you could shoot them in the side. And
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Brothers in Arms, I think, was the same thing, though, too, that you could pretty much get your entire squad nuked, and you could just, they would just continue to get back up. What, isn't that Brothers in Arms? I'll say Hell's Highway. That's Brothers in Arms, yeah?
yeah, that's like the third run.
I think that was my introduction to the series, was playing that third one.
a very
And now
good game.
with no more Bofors, that means that the Focke-Wulfs are able to just blitz from the sky. Yeah. I mean, down south we have two M10s and what's that over there? Or in a Rhino. Okay, so they're trying to hold back the center. There's one Marauder over here. But things are looking a little bit dire for our old buddy Gnef.
Mm-hmm. This does not have much on the field, and he's having a little bit of a hard time just dealing with all of his armor. I mean, he's mainly just using like M10s and Hellcats as his anti-tank force. He doesn't have any of the like more hidden 76mm guns. To be fair, 6-pounders do work rather well against what he's up against. It's just too much armor.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
I think.
I'm sorry. What works well?
76mm guns, or I mean 57mm guns.
I thought you said it.
Oh, yeah. That's
It's
all I
even-
said. There's no, I don't use any pounds here. It's an American replay. Thank you.
I was gonna say that the king's shilling doesn't matter here.
But yes,
Oh.
yes. But this is pretty much how. This is a pretty good play of 21st Panzer. Like, he has been throwing a lot of armor up north into the town, and he has been taking casualties here, but kinda have to, because you don't have, the infantry to only spam infantry. Sure, you kinda have to make do with what you got.
That's true, but the thing is, now he's just using his vehicles as like living mine detectors. Oh, the Ju-88. Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. So, the Rhino's gonna get plastered here, and I think we're gonna see an attempt at surrender. Oh wait, maybe not. What the heck? Short rounds, guys. It was very, very short rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just take a look around the rest of the map here. Down to the south, that Armored Fist is holding strong. Got to be a little bit concerned about the SPW and the P4C that are prancing around the demo group and the rifles. Demo group's gonna, yep. And the P4C, I would be attacking ground as much as I physically could here. But I do not believe that's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it just seems like at this point Calmatus is a very good hold over the entirety of the map now. I mean, I don't think anything's really gonna happen down. I mean, down south he's bringing a bunch of rifles to spam.
Xylophone! The
And
xylophone takes
yeah.
out the... Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he should have really been using them a little bit more often, because, as you can, I mean, they're not super reliable anti-tank killers, but they can do something.
True. True, and he's got to get something together quick. It's 18-6 now. So as the middle has completely fallen under the forces of the Third Reich here, and I think down to the south, the fact there's still a P4 as well as the anti-tank guns on that slope, yeah, this will turn into Hell's Highway. This is second squad already down.
Yep. Yeah, it's got a bloody Pack 43 in that hill, so nothing's really gonna make it to the other side.
Yeah, and Gnef, realizing that his counter thrust to the south just fell apart.
Yeah. And looking at the KD, yeah, like, pretty standard 1,000-point difference.
Hippel did his parents proud, so well done there. Rodriguez did pretty well as well. But again, you're looking at a lot of these kills here, and they're killing down, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Rhino, again, 4 kills, but again, P4 with 120 on the armor, like, you think he should be a little bit more efficacious here. From the losses, SPW, 4 infantry kills. Focke-Wulf, several kills right there. So, not crazy over-the-top kills, but a lot of these, again, are at least trading equally.
Yeah, it's pretty, like, spread out all in all.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Yeah, it's nothing like, I mean, it's like King Tigers or super crazy units being used. It's just, pretty standard equipment on other pretty standard equipment. Just
Sure.
Panzer IV Sherman battles. Well, more Panzer IV Hellcat battles, because there was a lot of, well, decent amount of Hellcats and Wolverines. Yeah, it was armoured warfare, is what I'm trying to say in many words.
But, exactly. Works perfectly for it. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of fun to see those two guys. I mean, 21st Panzer, 2nd Indian Head. That really takes me back. Oh.
Yeah, it's the classic ST-44 matchup. I just didn't realize that till just right now. It's like, oh.
Except the 21st Panzer actually works in this game. Sorry, that just, whenever I saw them, I wanted them so badly to do well in ST-44.
They did pretty good in ST-44.
Yeah.
You could make him work. Like, they were like one of my favorite divisions in ST-44. You just had to be good with your early game micro, or with your crappy French tanks and your armored recon vehicles. Because if you can survive at A phase and then you get to B phase, you can rip out a King Tiger and some pretty highly vetted Panzer IVs.
If you could do that, yes.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, guys, I know we have one more week left of 2020. I am just as happy as you to leave 2020 behind and go over here to the next year. Hopefully have a much brighter time. But with Christmas being tomorrow, I know we said it last cast, I'm going to say it again here. A Merry Christmas to those of us who celebrate it. To those of us around the world who maybe don't celebrate it, grateful for you guys as always. Hope to see more of you in the next coming weeks and coming years.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
All right. With that in mind, until next week and next time, I'm Conalwork.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.